Hello, in this second Toolbox Talk we will address some common myths about dangerous goods in limited quantities. As we saw in the first film, dangerous goods are chemical substances, gas, liquids or solids or mixtures and solutions of these that present a significant risk of causing harm, injury, loss or property or environmental damage. The chemicals have hazardous properties which mainly include an explosion risk, a flammable risk, a toxic risk, an infectious risk, an ionizing risk or corrosive risk, or any combination of these. Let's examine these four packages: a drum, a jerry can, a can. Let's keep the volume simple. A drum contains 100 litres, a jerry can contains 50 litres, and a can contains 10 litres. Now imagine that these packages are all filled with the same substance. For example, let's say water. Which one of these would you accept being poured over your head right now? Now, the only hazard that water would represent to you is that you would get wet and you would get cool or cold depending on the time of the year. So it's reasonable to suggest that you would be willing to have even the can emptied out over your head, especially if you were doing it for charity. Now let's change this a bit. We keep the four packages, but this time we'll fill them with petrol. This is still a liquid, but this time the hazard is flammability. A slight spark would be enough to ignite the petrol. When the four packages are filled with petrol, which quantity would you accept being poured over your head? The correct answer is none, because it's petrol, and 1 litre of petrol still has a very significant risk of igniting and causing you serious harm. A fire caused by 1 litre of petrol is going to be smaller than a fire caused by 100 litres of petrol, but the end result is still a fire. What message are we stating here? Well, no matter what the size of the package, dangerous goods are dangerous goods. Even when we send them as limited quantities, the dangerous goods remain dangerous goods. The most common myth you will hear in transport offices and amongst warehouse operators and drivers is that limited quantities are not dangerous goods. They are all wrong. They are dangerous goods. They are dangerous goods that are transported in small quantities, and the risk from the dangerous goods hazard may have been reduced or limited, but they are still dangerous goods. Remember, limited quantities are still dangerous goods. The specific transport risk controls still need to be applied, but not all of them. In our next film, we will examine the first rule that must be applied, the type of packaging to use. The National Dangerous Goods Awareness Day is conceived and organised by the British Association of Dangerous Goods Professionals, BADGP, and is sponsored by Label Line. There are 10 further films in this series for the 2026 National Dangerous Goods Awareness Day. Please take the time to check out each one. If this information whets your appetite, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the BADGP channel on YouTube for future notifications of our instructional films. And for more information on dangerous goods, then head on over to the BADGP website at www.badgp.org and look at the benefits you get as a member.